A meteorite dramatically fell from the sky, and upon impact, blue liquid oozed out. The liquid flowed along the rock and onto a mountain spring water pipe. Just then, someone was filling their water bottle and unknowingly drank the mysterious liquid. Initially, Mountain Chicken felt the taste was a bit odd, with no other discomfort at all, but after a busy day at home, his stomach still felt particularly bad. That night, he casually had some wine, and after just one sip, his stomach started to hurt terribly. With a forceful grip, Brother Chicken crushed the water cup in his hand tightly, while the cigarette butts at his feet floated slightly in the air. He roared loudly, then let out a truly mighty fart, finally easing the sharp pain in his stomach. The shop assistant, hearing the commotion, rushed out and saw the overturned tables and chairs. Assuming Chicken Bro was drunk, he cussed, telling him to go home. Chicken Bro staggered back home, lay on his bed, and reached for a lighter to smoke. Suddenly, the lighter flew into his hand. Brother Chicken froze, utterly stunned and speechless. Was he really seeing things clearly at that moment? Just then, his daughter called, tearfully saying Mom was gone. Brother Chicken had to put aside the strange incident with the lighter and rush to the funeral to see his daughter. Instead of hugging and crying, the father and daughter sat apart, looking strangely distant indeed. Years ago, due to debt, Chicken Bro, Shanziga, divorced his wife, and their young daughter was primarily raised by her mother. Indeed, this was their first meeting after she became an adult. Just as Chicken was about to ask his daughter about his ex-wife's death, a large group of truly grinning thugs suddenly burst right into the hole. They were the demolition crew, the very ones who caused his ex-wife's tragic death. Here's what happened. My daughter and ex-wife ran a fried chicken shop that was booming very well. Then, unfortunately, the government wanted to redevelop the area, and my daughter couldn't get proper compensation, so she refused to move. The demolition team unexpectedly showed up with a large group, trying to force the mother and daughter out of the shop. My ex-wife couldn't stand it and furiously drove into the crowd, accidentally hitting a utility pole. They brutally dragged her from the car, carelessly causing her to fall very heavily, and she ultimately died from her injuries. The demolition team offered some compensation, hoping to quickly settle with Chicken Bro's daughter. Naturally, she refused, angrily throwing the money in their faces and shouting for them to get out. Throughout the argument, the timid and cowardly Chicken stood by, not daring to say a word. It turns out his father was a fearful man. His daughter, with a sour look, told him to go home if he had nothing to do. On the way home, Chicken felt particularly down. He suddenly recalled his daughter's disgusted look earlier, and a wave of regret and self-blame washed over him. He waved his hand wearily. That's when Chicken suddenly realized that he might have developed some truly special abilities. He quickly rushed back home, and placed Elijah carefully on the floor, and focused intently, really willing it to hit him in the head. Then, he reached out and with a gentle foot, the lighter zipped right into his hand. A mere thought later, the bottle levitated effortlessly, followed by the other containers, all suspended in midair. Chicken excitedly shouted, a bold idea popping into his head. This wasn't about saving the world, but instead, he went to a KTV nightclub and found the manager there. He claimed to have a very special skill, demonstrating by effortlessly lifting an ashtray high into the air with just one hand. The manager, utterly bewildered and quite surprised indeed, couldn't understand how he did it, and asked for an explanation. Chicken says it's just a simple magic trick, and the secret behind it is, well, a trade secret, and just like that, Chicken landed the magic job at the nightclub, quitting his old one. Security got duty. It's true, even amazing superpowers are useless in the hands of the incompetent. After making money, Chicken went to find his daughter. At that time, the community where his daughter lived was being demolished, but the demolition team offered no compensation, and he was rallying residents to resist. Upon hearing this, Chicken immediately became anxious. He pulled his daughter aside, telling her to stay out of it. As for the money, Chicken could now support his daughter himself, but she stubbornly refused to. My daughter says this neighborhood holds memories of her life with her deceased mother. How can we just leave? They had a huge argument, and she was especially emotional because her father was rarely there for her growing up. After saying his piece, Chicken just left. The talked about Chicken could only trudge home. Just then, he saw the demolition team gathering a crew and driving towards the neighborhood where his daughter lived. He quickly ran back to the community to find the demolition team forcing their way in. They were even grabbing his daughter's hair and attacking her very badly. Chicken tried to save her, but 3 workers completely stopped him. When Chicken Bro got anxious, 1 worker was flung away by his mental power, and 2 others tried to step forward quickly. Chicken Bro was stunned on the spot, realizing this special ability wasn't just for magic tricks. A group of workers charged at Chicken Bro, who instantly unleashed his powerful aura. With a single push forward, over a dozen people were sent flying. A powerful wave of his hand sent all the workers crashing heavily to the ground, unable to resist. The demolition team leader was stunned. What kind of skill was this? He carefully watched the Shanji brother walk to his daughter, checking if she was hurt at all. Then, he quickly grabbed one of the fat guys, twisted his arm firmly, and hoisted him up high. He begged for mercy, trembling with fear. Just then, the police arrive, and Brother Shenji ceases telekinetic control. Everyone was taken to the police station. Lacking solid evidence from either side, the police gave them a verbal reprimand and released them. After this incident, the community's perception of Brother Shenji completely changed. With his protection, what was there to fear from the demolition team? Brother Chicken also used his special abilities to bring a pile of pots and a truck, building a high wall at the boundary of the community to prevent the demolition team from breaking in. Her daughter quietly observed these actions. Easing her resentment towards her father, she became willing to share a meal with him and reminded him to use his abilities sparingly, warning of consequences. Developed some nasty side effects. Just when things were looking up, bad news struck hard. A video of Mountain Chicken, using its special abilities, quickly went viral, and it became the subject of countless TV discussions. Some experts suspect he used illegal high-tech equipment. This quickly drew the police's attention, and the next day, 2 officers came to take Brother Rooster away. To avoid implicating his daughter, Brother Rooster decided to obediently get into the police car. Unbeknownst to everyone, it was a demolition team scheme. Turns out, a female boss was behind the team. Hearing about the chicken situation, she blew it out of proportion. Her influence was immense. She even directed police to deploy special forces, intending to forcefully evict residents who refused to move. My daughter held her ground, continuously throwing Molotov cocktails to stop them from advancing, but it was a futile effort. The police even deployed an excavator, completely tearing down the complex wall, triggering a violent explosion that very nearly killed her. Badly wounded, she fled quickly with the help of residents. Chicken Bro, locked in the station, even saw the news about the incident on TV then. Police turned off it. Using his mind, he snatched the phone from the police officer. Seeing the very moment his daughter was in danger, he was consumed by rage. With the thought, the handcuffs unlock. The iron door holding him was as bamboo, and he shattered it in two. Under the influence of telekinesis, everything in the police station floated into the air, then crashed back down violently. Chicken Brother jumped out of the window, escaped the police station, and flew into the sky, searching for his daughter. In the distance, a plume of smoke billowed. Mountain Bro was about to rush towards it, but suddenly lost strength and plummeted from the side. Turns out Mountain Bro hadn't fully mastered his special abilities and often lost control. Lacking practice time, Chicken frantically rushed forward with haste and great determination. Arriving swiftly at the scene, he saw a man clinging precariously to a railing, about to fall from the high building. In that critical moment, Chicken swiftly intervened and quickly saved the man's life. "Hey Puffs, where's my daughter?" Jen asks. "Rooftop," the old man grunts. Jen zooms upstairs, powers failing again. He crashes a floor below, finding himself surrounded by dozens of enemies. Without saying a word, Chicken first used his mind to knock down a few guys, but relying on the numbers, the enemies sprayed him in the face with a fire extinguisher. Temporarily blinded, Chicken was surrounded and beaten. Dozens pinned him down, trying to restrain him, but Chicken stubbornly pushed against them, sending them flying, and with a wave of his hands, knocked down 2 more. Under Chicken Bro's fury, the enemies quickly crumbled, leaving only one trembling in fear. But Chicken Bro spared him, swiftly leaping out the window and onto the roof. Having just reached the rooftop, his potent psychic force blasted everyone nearby. "Hurry, get out of here!" Shanji urged residents to flee, promising to handle the special forces himself. It was clear elite troops were no match for Shanji's power. He leapt, vanishing into the smoke. The special police could only watch their teammates fall silently, one by one, unable to find Chicken Bro at all. Chicken Bro easily took down the last 2 officers and strolled out of the smoke. Just then, Chicken saw his daughter. She was trapped in a container, hanging precariously high in the air. Using all his mental strength, Chicken desperately tried to move the container to the rooftop, but at the very last moment, suddenly his legs completely gave way. Shaken, his daughter fell. Jordan Chan rushed towards her like a madman. Thankfully, he caught her just before she hit the ground. Seeing his daughter open her eyes again, the father teared up with emotion and brought her back to the rooftop. Years later, Chicken Bro made a decision, slowly flying in front of the special forces. All the SWAT officers panicked. Everyone had seen Chicken Bro's skills. Chicken Bro first walked to the demolition team leader, gave this bastard a punch as a lesson, then reached out his hands. That's right, he plans to turn himself in willingly. He could fight the police, but that would endanger his daughter, and he can't risk that at all, not even in the slightest way. Years later, Chicken Bro was released and returned to his old neighborhood, finding only a completely desolate wasteland. Due to the demolition team leader being investigated for inflating project costs, approvals were stalled. Meanwhile, his daughter reopened a fried chicken shop, and business is booming. Using his abilities, Brother Chicken telekinetically slides a glass to a customer. This unique performance has made the fried chicken shop even more popular. Superhero stories don't always have to be about saving the world. They can also be incredibly heartwarming and healing. He performs magic at nightclubs, using his superpowers to make his daughter happy. Some say Brother Chicken doesn't have a broad vision, but they don't understand he just saves all his tenderness for the people he cares about.